Hello everyone, and welcome back to the homestead. It is finally here, the week of the Homesteaders of New England fall gathering. And of course, as luck would have it, you can hear I have something going on. They look pretty funny when they're running, don't they? I started feeding them down here so that I could use them to get the hay spread out. And then once this area is kind of worked over good, I'm gonna put a fence up so that they can't come back into this area, and I'll put some seed down and we'll get the grass growing here. We'll see how they do with that round bale. I put some grain on top of it. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get up onto it. They are pretty agile. I've seen them climbing up on rocks in the wood, so maybe they'll get to it. I don't know, we'll see. This throat and voice thing that you may be able to hear is a direct result of those round bales. In that last video where you saw me spreading them all around, I was not wearing a mask, and being that those bales are moldy and gross and old, this is the result of that. But we're getting through it. You know, I'm gonna level with you guys and let you know that it's been a pretty crazy August, pretty crazy start to September. You know, this time of year is already pretty jam-packed with stuff because you're getting ready to process animals, the garden is wrapping up, you know, full production most of August and then wrapping up into September. So doing all of that and planning a homesteading festival has been a little crazy, which is happening this coming weekend, September 10th and 11th of 2022. And with all of the work that I put into it, I am excited to say that I think we've got a pretty cool event lined up for everybody with a bunch of really great speakers and demos. You guys know there's food out there, right? Look. See if I can find a shady spot to talk to you guys. All right, first off, if you are a visual learner, all of this information is up on our website. Just go to mindfulhomestead.com. In the top bar, click on Fall Gathering 2022. And then when you click on Get Tickets Now, it's all listed there. It was a little bit buried in the website though, and I have had some people ask about a schedule, so I figured I would come on, do this video. We'll also have schedules at the event that people can pick up and bring with them around. Right off the bat, I wanted to say if you were coming for the sawmill demo, I don't want to disappoint you, but the person we were working with, when they looked at their insurance policy for their farm, they found out that their insurance policy wouldn't cover an off-site demo of a sawmill, and so they couldn't come out and do that. They didn't want to take on that liability. I reached out to a few other sawmill manufacturers, and unfortunately nobody got back to me, so I was not able to fill the sawmill demo part. I do apologize for that if it was your one reason for coming to the event. Hopefully this doesn't dissuade you or make you super upset. But that said, we've got a great group of speakers and demos lined up for both Saturday and Sunday. So the event is going to open at 8 a.m. on Saturday, September 10th at Oak Park in Greenfield, New Hampshire. Then at 9 a.m. we're going to have Chad Mills from Life and Liberty Farm right here in Bennington, New Hampshire come out, and he's going to give a talk on Pastured Poultry 101. The idea here is raising meat birds on pasture, and then the different kind of avenues you can take to get to that, whether you want to go with Cornish Cross on pasture, a heritage meat breed. He's really going to work to cover kind of all the basics of what you should do before you order that first set of birds to put on pasture for meat. His talk is going to go until about 10, and then at 10:30, we've got Rich Giordano coming up. Rich is going to give a talk about saving seeds on your homestead from your own garden. You know, in today's world, we know that you're not always able to get the seeds you want from the store. You may not always have a store to go to, and without spreading, you know, a sense of doom over everybody, you know, these are things you want to think about and just be prepared for. He's going to really drill down and talk about saving seeds in New England and what works best. We're going to have a little bit of a lunch break from 11:30 to 1, and then at 1 o'clock, I'm going to jump into the poultry processing tent, and I'm going to bring some of those beautiful Cornish crosses that we got from Murray McMurray, who's our flagship sponsor at the event, and we're going to process some of them live so that anybody who wants to can see what that looks like from start to finish. You're going to be able to see our setup for scalding, which is essentially a modified turkey fryer. You can see our setup for plucking. You can see how we eviscerate, and essentially get a sense of what that process looks like if you haven't done that before on your farm or homestead. That's going to go until about 2 o'clock, and then at 2:30 in the speaker tent, we have Morgan Gold of Gold Shaw Farm coming out, and he's going to lead a talk on telling your farm's story. You know, there is some controversy out there as to where Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and services like that fit into the small farm and homestead world. Morgan has done a great job of promoting his farm on those social media platforms and really telling stories and getting people to become personally invested in his farm so that whenever he has a product that he wants to offer, he has a built-in audience right away. So Morgan is going to share a bunch of tips and tricks that you can use for your own small farm or homestead and how you can utilize these platforms to build an audience and in turn sell more product from your small farm or homestead. That's going to be it for day one. If you have time during speakers or presentations, definitely stop by the sponsor booths and the vendor booths. But the sponsors are the ones that they help us put all this together. Murray McMurray, Tom is going to be there in the Murray McMurray booth. Dan and Eli from Kenko Farm Fence Supplies will be there. We'll have John from Blue Seal Foods in Bow, New Hampshire. And then we'll also have Better Be Out. All of these are companies that believe in what we're doing at the small level and stepped up to help us get this event up and off the ground. So make sure to swing by there and check them out. For day two, we're going to be getting right into it. 8 a.m. the ground's open. 9 a.m. we're going to have Dr. David Peck from Better Bee give a presentation on the unique beekeeping challenges that we face here in the Northeast. Beekeeping is one of those things that... Shh. Beekeeping is one of those activities on the small farm or homestead that definitely varies from location to location. It's very regional. Dr. David Peck has done a lot of work surrounding bees in all sorts of different climates. He knows kind of the challenges that we're going to face here in New England and can speak to some of the things that you should be aware of if you're raising bees out here. From 10 to 11 a.m., I'm going to hop back into the poultry processing tent and do another poultry processing demo there. It's going to be the same as what was on Saturday. So if you saw the one on Saturday, you don't need to see the one on Sunday. That'll be going from 10 to 11. And at 10:30 in the speaker tent, we're going to have my friend Jane Beauchamp from Fulham Meadow Farm. She's going to be doing a talk about sheep on the homestead. There's a whole bunch of different purposes of why you would want to have sheep on your small farm or homestead. They're a very multifaceted species, but Jane's been doing this for a long time. She's going to talk about all the different reasons why you may want to raise sheep on your small farm or homestead. That'll be in the speaker tent at 10:30. Following Jane's talk immediately at 11:30, Siri Swanson of Yankee Rock Farm. She's a sheep shearer from the area. She's going to be doing a sheep shearing demo with 2 of Jane's sheep. That way you can come out and you can see what it actually takes to shear a sheep, whether it's something you might want to do with your own flock in the future, or whether it's something you might want to contract out to somebody like Siri. At noon, we're going to have Kendra, or as many of you know her, Kay, from Homesteading. She's going to be doing a talk in the speaker's tent all about your family's first milk cow. If you're into dairy, you're thinking about getting a cow, there's a whole lot of different things that maybe you should think about before, and she's there to really kind of inspire you but also educate you on all the things you might want to consider before you get a dairy cow for your small farm or homestead. So she's going to be going on at noon, and then at 1:30 after her talk, Her husband, Ost, from Homesteading, who you probably have seen before, he's got a mustache that rivals my beard. He's going to be giving a talk on moving your small farm or homestead past the hobby level and into something that can actually generate revenue for you on a sizable scale. Combined with Morgan's talk from the day prior on learning how to tell your farm's story and put it out there, these two talks I think can go hand in hand for what is a dream for a lot of people to make a real income off of a small piece of property. So definitely don't miss Ost's talk on Sunday. That's going to be closing out the conference. That's going to be it. It's a jam-packed weekend. I'm really excited. I'm also very stressed about getting everything dialed in. But if you haven't already picked up your tickets, there's a link down in the description. Definitely go do that. We'd love to have you out. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to talk to you, see where you're coming from. Thanks to Murray McMurray and all the other sponsors that have jumped on board for this first year. It's really been kind of a sliding in sideways event. We're making things happen on such short notice. But they believed in us and they helped us out, and I'm really looking forward to putting this out there into the world. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a great day.